Right. Bonjour, guten Tag, und willkommen. Hello, everyone. My name's SaveWithCrypto, and I'm here with Maff again. Hello, Maff. How you doing?
All right. Yeah. So cool. I think if you're going through several different languages in your hello, I'll just do the all right.
Yeah, that was just German, really. Right, a bit more relaxed today because I haven't got to rush out the door at 12:30, which is good. Probably just as well, really, because there's quite a bit to talk about, I suppose, isn't there?
Quite a bit, yeah. Just slightly.
Yeah. So last night, I mean, there was only 3 of us there, but I did actually do a live stream. I didn't speak or anything. I did one last night just before midnight because I wanted to see.
Didn't realise. Okay.
Yeah. No, I literally just well, it's basically because I uploaded some background. Well, I say music. It's kind of stuff that I made in the 90s. It's a bit weird, actually.
Still counts.
Yeah, but it's royalty free. Well, I don't know if it's royalty free, but it's like, if any royalties are going to happen, they're mine.
Yeah. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because obviously, there's only, God, I don't even know what 7, 8 notes in an octave or whatever it is. It's got to be 8, isn't it? If it's
there's 8. There's 8 in a scale, but in an octave, there's 12.
Oh, is it? Oh, including the sharps.
Well, there's because you got, say, in the key of C, you got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then you're back to C again. So that's kind of 8. 2 of those both being C, you see. So if you include all the black notes as well, so you got C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and then you're back to C again. You see, which is actually 13 if you include both C's.
This is why I failed at music at school, because it doesn't make any sense.
Why not?
Well, so I don't know. It's like so the scale starts from C, so it goes like C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, but then what's the next? Well, that's an octave, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, what's the next octave above? Does that just start on the same C, or does it got its own C?
On that last C of the one that you've just
Oh, okay. So
you're basically talking in C major, you see. So basically, the distance between the notes goes like tone, 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 semitone, tone, tone, semitone. You see,
Okay.
which is just the way it is. That's the way your ear works with major scales. But if you
Yeah.
were to start on A, for example, and you went A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and back to A again, if you did all the white notes on the piano, so you didn't do the black ones, if you do all the white notes, that's actually an A minor scale, you see. So
Okay.
they're kind of related. They're related keys. They're related minor and major sort of thing, because they're just using the same notes, but they're starting in a different place.
So it's all very sort of designed around the human ear, then, from what you're saying. So
Yeah, kind of.
so like
yeah.
if we were making music for dogs, for example, it would just be the scales would just be like food, 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 bone, 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 rabbit, 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 and that's it.
Probably, yeah. But I mean, in I think like Chinese music, I think you've got like I think between what would be for us between the C and the C sharp, I think there's 32 other notes in between that. So you've got all these microtones, what they call them, and in like I think it's Chinese I'm talking about. It's something like that anyway, some sort of Eastern type music, but maybe even Indian actually. But in those kind of things, people actually that they don't just use C, D, and E, F, and G. They use all these microtones in between the other notes, and because they hear it so much, their ears get accustomed to it. But to us, it might sound like a row. Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually got disconnected for a moment there, but so
Did
I'm
you?
back. So that may happen every now and again. You didn't even notice that I was gone.
Well, I was just talking about just world music theory.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit, yeah, sort of like why some people love jazz music, and other people just think it's an absolute noise and that sort of thing. I really like jazz, but it's
Nice.
it's that sort of thing, isn't it? Like, just because people sort of operate on different, I don't know, wavelengths, things.
Yeah. Well, jazz. I mean, jazz is interesting because you do use a lot of different scales and a lot of different chords. There's a lot of like sort of
So
like seven
sometimes lots of different scales in the same bar.
in the same thing. Yeah, different time
Yeah.
signatures and all that sort of thing. And it's like when your ear gets accustomed to that, you get to like it. I particularly like jazz things that are in a kind of melodic minor thing, which is where basically you got a different scale with going up and down sort of thing, so that makes things a bit more complicated and also makes things a bit more interesting, and also in jazz you'll use a lot more dissonant chords, so you'll also use things like augmented and diminished chords, which in popular music would sound a bit weird, but in jazz they sound all right. And what's brilliant about your ear is you can well, you can use things like a diminished chord, which always sounds like a sort of like a sort of I haven't got a guitar here, but which always, so we'll get onto crypto in a minute. But like, but something like a diminished chord, it kind of like sounds like kind of like suspense sort of thing, and you always hear them a lot in like music to do with like spies and like mystery films and all that sort of thing. But then if you have that kind of mysterious sort of chord, then you follow it by something pleasant on the air, like a minor chord or a minor seventh or something, then it gives this kind of like relief type thing. It's everything's all right now, and it's really cool. I mean, I love music for that, because it can actually, well, as everyone knows, it can create a story, just within a bunch of notes. Why are we talking about this?
Well, here's the revelation. So we were talking about crypto all along. It's all relevant. It's all maths when it comes down to it.
Right.
Probably.
Surprisingly enough, we've actually got. I know I thought all the viewers would have left by now, but no, it's actually 6 people here. Kaz is here. That's great.
Yeah, I think Kaz was first, actually.
Okay. Well, that's well, shame on you, Nick, wherever he is. He's obviously don't know, just still in the shower or whatever. But yeah.
Cool. Anyone on X? Actually, just check. I shouldn't really draw attention to that, because probably and there'll be no one on Twitch, will there?
Well, just the usual spammer. just the usual spam bot. Yeah, I actually logged onto my WhatsApp this morning, and the spammers are getting there now. It's like, you've been added to the blah blah group, and it's like, it's investment opportunities. I'm like, what? Where did that come from? And anyway, I reckon they do it by phone number, don't they? Is that how they target people, or do they just do it randomly? Have you gone again? He's gone, hasn't he? Hello. Did you disappear?
Hi, back again.
No, he did.
Yeah,
He did.
I think I've got a feeling it's going to be. To be honest, today's actually been a bit like that this whole morning. Just like unrelated things just going wrong. I was in two minds about whether to join, to be honest, because it's just one of those, just shit's going to happen kind of days.
Okay.
So, and sure enough, the internet started just disconnecting randomly.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
it's not the 13th, is it?
Anyway, I can't remember why I started talking about music actually, but there's obviously a reason for it.
Let's talk crypto. I'm sure there was a good reason.
Let's do a bit of that. Yeah. So this is a what's this? God, I've gone all burpy all of a sudden.
Ooh, lovely.
This is a Bybit chart. Bybit BTC USDT. This one is. I drew on these purple lines here. I did that yesterday. They're like monthly pivot things from like ages ago, and I think so. We keep hovering around this one here, don't we? This is like from January this year. Keep coming down to there, but there is there is lower levels, as we discussed yesterday. But anyway, what I was looking for last night.
Are you gesticulating on the screen at the moment? I can't really see any.
God, I'm doing it again, aren't I?
Right, not just me then, with everything going wrong.
Obviously, is one of those days, isn't it? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I was talking about this yearly open level here, as they keep calling it, January 2025. You can see it now, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah. I can see the wiggling.
Which is what we came back down to here. And as I said, there is kind of this area down here as well that we were at in April. That I don't know. It's possible. Anyway, so what I stayed up for last night, and I've remembered why we're talking about music now, because I was talking about the kind of music that I was playing last night, and I think we were talking about royalties and copyright free stuff, and then we went off on a tangent.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's try and not do that. But but in actual fact, the daily candle that appeared yesterday. Sorry, that's the candle there. The daily green background that appeared here on Quadzilla. This did remain green, and we've even got a green one today, which means that this convergence band, which is part of our indicator, is right down here on the daily time frame. And I mean, I kind of look back in history to see when we actually had two daily candles like that together, and I did find one. I put it on a different chart actually, and where is it now? I bet I've lost it now. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Hang on. Right. So if I change that, this is actually the index chart. But
it's three.
Yeah. Wow. This one, there was actually three together. There was even a super up. I'm super up on the daily. Yeah. That was May 2022. I can't remember for the life of me what happened then. I'm was that FTX time or something like that?
That seems very familiar actually. That sort of date and year and so on.
I got a feeling that was later. I got a feeling that was later in the year, though, wasn't it? That was more sort of autumn time, wasn't it? Maybe that was here. No, it couldn't have been.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably about where it crashed. I guess. Well, mind you, that wasn't much of a crash. Looking at it, it was just a step down. Yeah.
Well, what I was looking at here, I was thinking, that's a bit of a rubbish climb, actually, sort of from there to there. But there again, I measured it and I thought, actually, that's 25%. That's quite substantial,
Yeah.
So that was the last time we saw anything better than what we got at the moment. Anyway, so that was 2022. I mean, obviously now I'm going to probably start looking on, I don't know, like the 2-day time frame or something like that, and like, are we going to get one of those anytime soon? And possible, isn't it? I mean, look at the state of that.
It'd be nice. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, it's coming around nicely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Also, we need a pump.
We do, don't we? We do.
Yeah.
And then looking at the 3-day, when I looked last time, I think it was yesterday, I think that this average stochastic thing here, this hadn't actually come below that 20% line. I mean, it's so it's very oversold, isn't it?
Hugely, yeah. It just seems ripe for a pump at this stage.
Yeah.
There's lots of different technicals pointing to that. It probably is going to just be a relief rally at this stage, I think. But yeah, I think if we can kind of just get back to, well, certainly above 100, 98, 100, then if we can get it to 108, 107, 108, even like that good old familiar level.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I mean that would be a serious kind of statement, really, wouldn't it? But
it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so as the thumbnail was talking about here, I mean, I didn't realize that NVIDIA, the market cap of NVIDIA is bigger than the entire crypto market cap.
Jeepers.
Which is incredible. And like,
well, they're the ones kind of selling the shovels, aren't they, for the mining?
Or even bigger than that. I don't know. I suppose so. Yeah. I tell you what though. I think everyone knows here that everyone here knows that we have Quadzilla, our indicator, which is this thing that I'll just blip on and off. So it's that thing that does the momentum oscillator down here and all these bits and bobs up here. A mate of mine sent me this, right? It's an expert review of Quadzilla TradingView indicator, right? This is done with it's done with manus.im, right? And it's quite weird. It starts off executive summary, And,
but sorry, what is this? Is it so someone just got an AI to summarize it?
To do a review of Quadzilla, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of prompt he uses, but anyway. But I mean, overall, it's not bad. But as I said to my friend, I said it's a typical AI article. Some of it's great, some of it's out of date, and some of it's complete bollocks. And
yeah. And when it kind of descends into passive voice buzzwords and generalities and things, yeah.
Yeah, and in particular, it kept talking about it. Do you remember that video I did where I was doing the statistics on gold over the past 193 years?
Oh yeah.
And what it achieved on the time frame I was looking at, which I can't remember what it was, but I think I think it was the bullish retracements. I think it was.
Yeah.
No, it was the bearish. I think on the bearish retracements, it completed every single bearish retracement over the past 193 years, which was only 14. I think it was probably the yearly thing I was looking at, but it was only like 14 retracements, but it had completed every step, So I basically did that so I could make a title, honestly, for YouTube that was kind of clickbaity, but true at the same time, saying this indicator has been right 100% of the time for the past 193 years, which was correct,
Yeah.
And in this, I mean, I won't find the bit because it will take me forever to find it, but it says like, the maker's claims that this was 100% correct with gold comes from a very small sample size. It's like,
yeah, it's
that's
making a joke to the person in the room who has got like no sense of humor at all.
Yeah.
And they said, well, actually, that's not quite accurate because.
Yeah. I mean, for a start, I was only talking about I think it was the bearish retracements. I mean, the bullish ones. I don't think many of those had retraced, and obviously with a 200-year time span, it's going to be a bit different.
Yeah.
But it totally ignored that, and it was weird because quite a lot of this has come from kind of like my videos, where I've quite often, deliberately picked out the best feature
Yeah.
to make a really good title for a YouTube video. So
As you do, it's kind of the
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's what you do, isn't it? You're not going
Yeah.
to say, this indicator was quite good over the past week. That's like, that's not a catchy title, is it?
That's
You're not
more
gonna,
this Quadzilla melted brains with it. Well, I know that's bad, isn't it? 'Cause that would be confusing.
like, that'd be interesting, so you'd want to watch it, wouldn't you? But
Well, that's true. Yeah.
but yeah. So there was that really, but anyway. So what I was going to say, but so yeah, the AI thing. I don't know. It's that's obviously what NVIDIA are all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
True. Yeah. I mean, AI will never catch on.
it won't. But
It's just a fad.
I remember NVIDIA when I got into like putting PCs together back in the 90s, and I used to go down to Watford Electronics when I lived over there, and I said, I'm putting together a computer. He said, okay, and the guy go, oh, you need a power supply. You've got a box. I said, yeah, I've got a box. Okay, no case. That's what they call it. And then he said, you got a graphics card? And I said, oh no, I need one of those. And he said, okay, these are the best, NVIDIA. And he'd give me an NVIDIA graphics card, and I just buy that for like £6, and then slot it into the PCI card. Probably the one before that actually. What were they called? Anyway, but
so when you're playing Elite, the you now had filled in triangles.
it was something like that, yeah. And but that's where I knew NVIDIA from, was making graphics cards that I'd literally buy off a shelf at Watford Electronics for about £6, and then I'd make a computer with one,
Yeah.
And
sorry, I just seen WJM's comment.
What's he saying?
Oh,
Shut
sorry, I'm
up.
clicking the wrong thing. This side. Oh my gosh. Wow. So obviously outside of its warranty after 4 years, but do you feel like you got £1,300 worth of use out of it over the 4 years? I mean, you probably did, to be fair, but wow, yeah.
Maybe no, he didn't.
Frankly, no.
I was going to say, I wonder if you like mined like 0.1 of a Bitcoin or something, and then all right, yeah, and yeah, amazing. Anyway, oh yeah. Anyway, so Mr. Delta, that's yeah, it was him who gave me the Manus thing, the AI thing. So yeah, interesting. Gave me something to talk about. Anyway, Mr. Delta.
Yeah. Interesting thing actually, because you mentioned about on the gold thing that it was the bearish retracements that they were 100% right over that.
Yeah.
It was 192 years, whatever it was. Because that kind of makes sense, bizarrely, even though the price has obviously just gone up, like steadily upwards in that time. That because like you could view it as overall bullish, but even so, it's the bearish retracement that's 100% right. It's because the middle bit, because obviously it does the bearish retracement pattern would be like down, up, down, but the bulk of it is the up, completing the step 2 bit. So that, and therefore that's the bits that you would always expect to be more correct, more successful over time, over a ascending thing.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, it was maybe it was the.
Is that century?
What's going on? That's you need the proper gold, don't you? You need what's it? It's that TVC one, isn't it? What's it called? That one, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, it's probably not what people tuned in for. They're probably
just like is the bull market over? Is probably one thing. But,
maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't the 12-month. I can't remember what I was looking at. It was over a week ago. Maybe that was it. Hang on. Sorry, just talk amongst yourselves while I try and remember what I was doing. It wasn't that one. Was it the weekly?
good stats though. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, this is going back to 1833. It's like
so if you'd just trusted Quadzilla back in 1833 and bought some gold, you'd have been sorted.
That was the one. That was the one. So it was the monthly. It was a monthly on gold. So this was it. So there was 14 step ones. Sorry, 14 step ones, and 14 of them got to step 2. So 100%, and that's what I based the title on of that video. Saying the bearish retracements were right 100% of the time over the past whatever that was, 193 years, isn't it? So anyway, the AI thing was saying, no, well, that isn't a fair sample size. Well, it's enough. It's enough time wise, isn't it? And like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a bit. That is a bit strange. So it also got that wrong, because the sample size is the time, isn't it? And it's just
exactly. Yeah. I mean, it would have been inaccurate if I'd have come to that. If we'd have done that since 1975 or something like that, because that would be like, oh, well, that's just a tiny bit of gold's history. But this is like nearly 200 years of gold's history. So So anyway, for that reason, anyway, AI will never catch on.
Or it needs to just sort of get itself sorted out.
It needs to get a bit better and stop slagging our indicator.
They need to buy. They need to buy a few more NVIDIA cards, obviously, and just give it a bit more horsepower.
Yeah. Anyway, so NVIDIA. Anyway, I do actually think that today is going to be all about NVIDIA. I mean, this is quite a ridiculous asset, isn't it? I mean, actually, let's have a look at the stats on this. Actually, can't even find. Right. Hang on, so I should have left it on, shouldn't I? So, oh look.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, nice.
Right.
I mean, exactly that. To be honest, so the 100% for the bearish ones for step 2, bullish is lower. It's still good, but like, is that? I can't see. Is that 66 or 86? Can't see. Is it 66?
66.67%.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes perfect sense, because it's a
it always goes up.
Perma bull market, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that way around. It's just something to keep in mind when you're trading with these. If like you kind of look at the overall the macro trend, and then you can kind of see from that, you get a better idea then if. I mean, obviously trust both. Trust me, Gov. But you can trust the bearish retracements that bit more than the bullish ones in this case.
Yeah.
If there's an overall upward trend. Funny old thing. It's just And then of course for the step 3s, they just tend to play out anyway after step 2.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wonder what the AI thing would make of those stats. It would just say they're obviously talking rubbish, because nothing is that accurate, But I don't know. It is anyway. Anyway, so do you? Is it that time?
I think it is. Yeah.
Is that time? Hang on a second.
Got some TA.
Excellent. Good. Well, let's do this then.
Bitcoin price is predicted for you. Save with crypto and math. Bears and bulls will dance and move. Altcoins, shortcoins, stocks and forex too. Math and save will start the way. Bears and bulls will dance and
Well, there's the jingle. Now, I'm assuming you're going to tell me now that your screen isn't working.
Well, let's find out.
Okay.
Well, in fact, there's somebody at the door, but I think it's just a delivery. Hopefully, they'll just go away. Well, hopefully they'll leave whatever
Deliver the
they're delivering and then go away. Oh look, Quadzilla, we were talking about that, weren't we?
Oh, that's there you go.
Yeah, so let's see. Anyway, let's bring up this. So what I kind of wanted to do, I shall delete that because I'm ruining the surprise. Oh no, it's all ruined. So, actually, what was that? Sorry, just who is Luke?
Luke.
You said, oh, Luke. Did we say, oh, Luke?
No, he's just taking the piss out of my Stoke accent, that's all.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a Dukes of Hazzard thing reference. But, quite like Daisy Duke. But,
Yeah.
no, well, probably. I mean, if it was Star Wars, I suppose it'd be like, Luke, I am your father. I don't know if it's Dukes of Hazzard, it's probably more Luke, I am your sister. Oh my God, what have we done? No. Anyway, that's a slightly dodgy reference, I think. So, what are we looking at? Yeah. So what I kind of wanted to do was kind of just look at the bullish case a bit, because especially on X and got these YouTubers as well. They seem to have gone very, very bearish at the moment. So that's fine. I mean, things kind of are looking very bearish at the moment, and there's obviously this just general sort of sense that was the top, and it's all kind of just down from there. Basically, that there might be a relief rally, but then it's just going to be down anyway. Sorry guys. So I wanted to go through a few things, just contrary signs really to that, which suggests that maybe this isn't the end. I mean, I'm not saying that this is the way. It's just it's good to see both sides. I think and that there is hope. It's not even just hopium. I think there are serious signs that this might not be the end of the bull market just yet.
But this isn't not the end.
This isn't not the end for not definite. Yeah. So, but just before that, a couple of things. So yeah, this is on. Well, maybe this is part of that actually. So it's on the weekly. We kind of got this trend line, which I have redrawn it to make the case that we're still above the trend line, and we absolutely haven't dropped below it. But also, I think, as I was saying, I guess yesterday, trend lines are not really there to predict future trends. They're there more to kind of just identify what's the current trend, and this seems to be the current trend. Before it was more that, wasn't it? And like, oh no, we've dropped below. However that was angled. Oh no, we've dropped below that trend line. But now it's kind of, it seems to be more this, if anything. So what might we do with this? If we kind of, so yeah, I drew in these levels here before. So it's like, is that 93.4, 95? Because we were very much within that channel. And then again here, we're within it more on the 4 hour and the daily. You could kind of see it more there, that we were just, ranging through there, and then also just drop down below, kind of coming down more to this area, and that would be the next kind of target, which is like 85-ish. But above that, 87. Why did I draw that in? Must have been a good reason at the time. But yeah, so I think what we can do is if we draw in fib retracement, but maybe not from here. Maybe if it's from the absolute kind of bottom of this this move, kind of up to the top. It's probably around about there, up to there at the very top. And now, obviously, we just got a whole bunch of lines. What will NVIDIA do to the market tonight? I have voted. I have done my part.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. Has anyone else voted? There's 2 votes.
I only did it about a second ago.
Oh, all right. Yeah, give them a chance.
Got one of each. One of each.
Oh, okay. So anyway, yeah. So yeah. So within this, we could look at, so the 0.618 I'm sure I could kind of nudge the level around a bit, and it would actually align with that line, which was that 85-ish line. But it's kind of at that end. Well, actually 83.6. If we drop below this trend line, I think that's going to be a significant level. So we might potentially draw this one, brush, and zoom in a little bit to make it a bit easier. We might potentially kind of drop down and then back up, something along those lines. What did I do my arrowhead? Anyway, sorry. So that's a possibility, but also similarly, I think we could potentially, like if we were to actually bounce off this line, that'd be pretty good. Then we might range a teeny bit within there. I think the time-wise part of this would be shorter. I've just kind of drawn that a bit. Actually, maybe I'll redo that. Try again. So if we were to bounce off there, might go up. That's a little bit. Up to, what's that, 102-ish? I probably should have drawn in a 102. Like, maybe I'll do that very quickly. I should do it like this. So where's that? So that, yeah, the 100-ish. It's kind of there, isn't it? I think more or less. Would it be there? And I think 98. Get off. I think 98 was kind of another significant level, isn't it? But yeah, because it's showing it for these, that top. So if we go about there, it's a bit. We've just got lots of horizontal lines now, but then that might well bounce on its way up, but then kind of at some point just come up to there, and then so that would kind of bring us back to the 108 level. If it then again, this would probably be a bit further over to the left. Would we break higher than that? I'm actually not sure, to be honest. I mean, certainly not this year. Not certainly. Very, very probably not this year. But equally, a scenario could be there was the one that if we just kind of did that, well, here we could just kind of drop down to the 84, 85-ish level, in which case we might bounce off there, kind of down to this fib level, kind of 71-ish, then do whatever, circles, or what else we got? Like if that could just kind of plunge through there. Similarly, that might become resistance there, that trend line, and so on. I think it's just like plotting out virtually every single possible scenario there, but that, I think that those are essentially kind of what we're potentially looking at. So if things were to kind of continue into, actually, sorry, one thing. So we're going to that. Just to add some more stuff onto the chart. So we've got that kind of early cross under, bearish cross really, if the EMA's coming. I mean, of course, because it's just plummeted down, of course that retracement level kind of comes in as well at 84, 85. So that, I think that does seem pretty likely that we're going to hit that at some point, maybe sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
If we come down to here, then equally we might well come down and hit that 63.6 level as well, which kind of ties in with some liquidity over there too. So anyway, and trying to remain bullish about this. So what we got? Yeah, so thinking where to start on this really. So fear and greed has obviously kind of plummeted. I could bring that up onto here. Just for a moment, I'll give it the pretty background, so it just looks more like a fear and greed index. Interestingly, with this particular fear and greed indicator, it shows different numbers for the weekly and the daily. Like if we go to the daily, it's that's showing. Oh, actually, it's come up, isn't it? It was.
I just looked on the actual site thing, the fear greed meter, and it says 15 today.
Yeah, so that's what this one's showing as well. So I guess there must be some similarity in what it's calculating there.
Yeah.
If I switch to the weekly, it's 14. They're not that different. But also you see that what it's drawn is different as well. But what's also quite good with this, I notice, is that if I bring up Quadzilla here, because of course, I mean, we talked about this yesterday I think it was yesterday, that there was some correlation between what the fear and greed shows and what the momentum oscillator shows. Not exactly, and in fact, quite often you kind of see that this just plays it out better. You kind of get more of a feel for whether the market is really topping or bottoming or whatever. And also, this doesn't really work when you go to the lower time frames. Well, in fact, it doesn't work at all. Like if we went to the 1 hour, you kind of get that. So.
Yeah.
But on these higher time frames, you could kind of overlay it. You could move to existing plane above, and then you can kind of see just more accurately, really,
Right.
how it really is correlating. I mean, this just here, so that this kind of indicated the bottom of that price move, just a lot. Well. It just did, whereas this obviously totally didn't. It's like the fear and greed was more smoothed out there. It was kind of like riding along above, so people didn't seem too fearful that the price had dropped down to there. And but yeah, so I just thought that's kind of interesting. So in terms of this correction, though, so I think Bitcoin has spent maybe 43 days, I think, in its overall correction. Should I just remove some of these? Maybe should I delete all the lines?
Since the all-time high, you mean?
I think so. Yeah. How many days actually is it?
About 44, 43.
Yeah, 43, 44. So I suppose if that counts at the top, then I suppose the next bar is then that, isn't it? In fact, I'm on the daily. Yeah. So 43 days. So the correction back in April of this year was more like 80 days. Maybe should I show that? Was it just, must have been from, actually, where would it have been from? From there? That's August. July. Where's April?
It kind of started in January, didn't it? Sort of.
Yeah, true. So let's do that.
I mean,
January 25. Yeah.
I mean,
So
January.
that correction. I suppose it would mean until it gets back to that level, really, wouldn't it? Unless, I mean, like correction down to there. So to reach the bottom of that correction, it was 77 days. Then to recover back to where it was, which is kind of there, is a whole lot more, 121 days. And that this was supposedly a bull market year, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
That just hasn't really seemed like it. It's sometimes, I suppose, it's only really once you're past that particular cycle that we can kind of look back on it and say, that was a bull market or that was a bear market. Because especially how this year seems to just come full, well, all years come full circle, I guess, don't they? But in terms of the Bitcoin price, we're just like back where we started, potentially a bit lower.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, I suppose. But yeah, so given that, and given that this has so far been 30% correction, which is kind of normal, isn't it? You normally kind of see those in bull markets. So
Yeah.
it kind of freaks everyone out at the time, of course, because when it comes down to it, like humanity, traders and investors, we're all a bunch of drama queens, but understandably, because it's our money involved in it. So therefore, emotions run high about this kind of thing. But so I think that the point with that previous one though is assuming, well, it obviously still was a bull market because we went on to hit the all-time high. So even though there was that big correction before that took it, it was big in price and big in time, but the bull market continued. So that kind of bigger correct. Well, I don't think I measured it out. Really. Where did it go? Gone too far. There. Oops. Try again. So that was actually 30%. Okay, it just spread out over a much longer time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's seeming like massive because the dump we've had now has taken it from like well over 100k to sub 100k. So it's just seeming like, oh my god, we've gone under that magical number, that we'd been waiting for years, so it just looks a bit depressing, doesn't it? But like yeah. Oh dear. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so Count Duck Egg is saying, but we're below the weekly 50 EMA now. That's the difference. I kind of agree. I think we'll go back above 100k at one point, but not to all-time highs. It's a case of when, isn't it? It's like, is it going to be during this continued sort of bull market, or is it going to be in the next one? Like, do we now wait 12 to 18 months or whatever to see the price get back above there again? So such a lot of this, I think, comes down to the macroeconomic side of it. So because there's obviously that things like the quantitative easing, which hasn't really started yet. I know that for that they were kind of saying, it looks like maybe the amount of quantitative easing is going to be a lot less than in prior times, because it's not simply, we're switching on the money printers. It's just they might not be printing very much money. They could be a lot more cautious about it, so that not so much tanking the dollar. It's just like you might take a little bit of a dip. But there are other things like this on-chain data, which seems to be showing strength rather than capitulation. So I don't actually have a chart or an image to track onto the screen for this, but apparently between October and November of this year, between October and now, about 120,000 bitcoins have been taken off exchanges and put into cold storage.
Okay.
So like strong hands, as it were, they're accumulating. They're not necessarily selling. So there's something called the trend accumulation score by cohort. Okay, that shows multiple holder groups transitioning from distribution to accumulation, which is nice. There's a link, but I won't go into that right now. So long-term holders apparently are exhibiting normal profit-taking behaviour rather than panic distribution. So there's that. So they distributed about 815,000 bitcoins over the last month or so, the highest since January of last year, of 2024. Blah blah blah. Details. So, kind of mirrors patterns observed in previous bull runs, and is considered late stage cycle behaviour rather than the end of the cycle. The dolphins. The dolphin cohort. So in other words, wallets that are holding between 100 and 1,000 bitcoins. So that would include like ETFs, corporations, large holders, that kind of thing. They've been the primary accumulator apparently. So again, like on-chain metrics. so that among them the dolphins have increased their balances collectively by more than 681,000 bitcoins this year. Their annual growth rate is about 907,000. So they got a bit to go, but they're accumulating still. Short-term holders, on the other hand, kind of roughly at the break-even line. I think so. I think they're probably just selling a bit more. Really, they're the late adopters, aren't they? Who are kind of panic selling a bit. So yeah, I mean, there's also been a lot of outflows from ETFs and so on. So it's that. But again, that's kind of obviously a lot of that is corporations. Again, a lot of that, or some of that, is retail, just buying into ETFs, I think, and then selling in a huff. How much money did I just lose, and so on. But corporate treasury adoption, there's a lot. 61 publicly listed companies have adopted Bitcoin treasuries, collecting between them about 848,000 bitcoins, which is about 4% of all of the Bitcoin supply. I daren't mention MicroStrategy. I just dread to think. Let's move on from that one. So yeah, I mean this whole massive drop. Obviously, there was a lot of loss of liquidity. There wasn't really any liquidity, really. I think there were thin order books, really. So there was a massive sell-off from a few just kind of whales, really. But as I say, into thin order books, so that kind of radically just accelerated this. It was a bit exaggerated in that sense. Mm-hmm. Just the amount of price, the amount of effect on the price, probably from the number of coins that were being sold off, and probably just because obviously any sell off, there's going to be a buy, isn't there? But it's just at the lower prices. So there seems to be a lot of for every single Bitcoin or SAT or whatever that was sold, there was someone at these levels ready and waiting to buy them up. And I think that's probably what's then happened. Those buy-ups have then moved out to cold storage. So it kind of, it ties together. So yeah, overall though, I mean, that kind of, as Count Duckegg was saying, it does come down to then just technicals like the 50 EMA and so on. Actually, should add that. Is that the 50? Actually, I've got the SMA on there. Let's just get that.
I was going to say it's the 50 MAs, and normally is the one they talk about, isn't it? It's not an EMA.
So does that one. So if I go from there onto the weekly, let's switch off the old quads just for a second. Yeah, well below. Can't be denied. That sucks. So on here, I think it is looking like 80-ish. It's going to be level, isn't it? So given just the amount of, as I say, macroeconomic stuff that's lined up, none of it has really kind of kicked into action just yet. I still think there's a good chance that we'll get another rate reduction next month. Obviously not, we don't know. It's not for definite, but I think there's a pretty good chance of that. Things just need time to sort themselves out a bit, I'd say, for all these things to be kicked into action. It's just whether that starts to happen early next year, or if it's just the market enters a bit of a mini winter for a while, until all those economic factors start to take effect. So it might be another 12 months, which would kind of tie in with a shorter bear market, especially if we counted it from what is it? Oh yeah, from there. So if it's 12 months, actually, I don't need to measure it. So it'd take us into maybe October, November next year, or just the start of 2027. So could that still be counted as bullish? So we'd have like just a year of terror if prices just down in this kind of area, like maybe 64, 65 and up, between here and there, for a year, and then we just resume. Like, anyway, where were we? And then just on up it goes.
Yeah.
So what have we got? So markets are waiting. They've been flying blind since government lockdown. Absolutely no data to work with. That really, really hasn't helped, is it?
No.
So look at Bank of yes. So yeah, we'll have a repeated unwind of the carry trade that we saw in October. Because yeah, they've been kind of, they're looking at maybe selling off a lot of their US kind of thingamajigs, aren't they? So that could well be a thing, because I think that would kind of maybe not so much kill, but severely damage the US economy if they did that, because they're obviously heavily in debt, and just looking to offset a lot of that.
Yeah, I don't entirely know why Japan's in such a mess. Actually, I mean, I always thought they were very sort of efficient and sort of
astute, financially astute.
Yeah,
has it all been a bit of a sleight of hand bubble all along?
Yeah, they're just useless,
Well, a bit like the China thing, isn't it? Just the China bubble. That's like all of a sudden they were in kind of terrible economic trouble and having to just print to try and print their way out of it. Just an absolute economic crash. So if it's like if Japan are next, so crikey.
China's really weird, and it's like, I mean, it's like always been associated with kind of, like when I was a kid, if it's something was made in China, it's kind of rubbish, and then like now it's, well, everything's made in China, and then now they're actually, got like ranges of cars that are getting sold all over the world that are actually very good, like the BYDs and stuff like that, and so it's now that they're now making luxury goods. It's like what happened there? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of them, and labour's cheap. So
yeah. I mean, was it a change? I mean, obviously there was a big change in policy that kind of led to that, wasn't there? So kind of like, well, okay, we're going to open up to kind of just trading with the world and competing with the world. Economically and so on, it's kind of positive, but yeah, they're just very secretive, aren't they? You just don't quite know any figures that they report. Just don't really know how doctored they are, or how massaged the numbers are, and so on.
So I'll tell you one thing I was thinking the other day, as well, was like, it's like, when I was a kid, right, which is actually quite a long time ago, and when I was a kid, like, any sort of, plastic sort of item, or even like, any sort of like child's toy or something like that, it would always say like made in Hong Kong on it. And now I'm thinking, like, was it really? Because like if so, where? Because like it's not that much room in Hong Kong, is it? I mean, did they just mean China? And then there was like an office in it. There was an office in Hong Kong. You don't see that so much anymore. It's always like made in China, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
You don't see the made in Hong Kong anymore. But I mean,
I do remember that made in Hong Kong was plastered over virtually all my toys. I think.
Everything, yeah. So when you got your, everything from your scale X-Rig to your, I don't know, to whatever I don't know.
Just Hot Wheels or whatever.
Yeah, Hot Wheels. Yeah, you're I don't know. Probably even your Sabutio things were probably like, they were probably made in Hong Kong or something, Yeah, and you just but I mean, Hong Kong hasn't got ginormous factories and stuff where they make plastic stuff. There's, as far as I know.
By the way, I think we're being heckled.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
get back on track for God's sake.
Sorry. What do you expect? What do you come here for? You don't come here for TA and spot on crypto talk.
TA and tea and biscuits. And things,
Yeah, we're just having a little chat. That's all right.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
anyway,
It's fine.
Scotty, you.
So yeah, go on.
I was saying Scotty was late anyway, so I don't know what authority you've got, mate. Anyway, but
Actually, so what is it? What have we got lined up for today? So is today finally the? It is the 19th. So we've got things today, haven't we? But are these actually being announced, or are these the ones that, due to the government having been shut down, we won't get these numbers?
what the housing starts?
Building permits, it's the same thing over and over, isn't it?
Building permits. What does housing starts mean?
Stats? I don't know. Not sure. FOMC minutes.
Did yours say starts or stats?
Starts. Yeah.
Oh.
Don't know. I was trying to think. Is this the FOMC minutes? Is that normally a bit of a non-event?
I think that's just reading the notes, from.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you guys forget that you're like, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So how's your day been anyway? Just,
All right, yeah.
I fancy a nice cup of tea. I don't like sugar though. But,
I did have my boiled eggs this morning. So,
oh, lovely. Yeah.
and,
It's a good way to start the day. So, so I guess to keep Scotty happy, I think we're better do some TA on here. So what do we got? On the hourly then? I don't know. Have you ever heard of eGold from XKyrakioZ?
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Should you have a look at eGold? See where it
Yeah,
is these days?
gone for a laugh.
Yeah. As far as it dropped.
I actually put. I've started doing a video because I have to do a video every now and again about X exchange and all that sort of stuff, because that's what my audience expect, because that's what I started doing back in 2020, and every time I do it, I keep thinking, why am I doing this? This is all about a DEX that no one uses. And the only people who do use it are people who are just trying to get out of the system, and and it's got this kind of token that it all runs with called MEX, which is got the weirdest tokenomics in the world. In particular, you can't do anything with it. You can't move it from one wallet to another because you just can't move it. And when you get it, it's called XMEX and it's locked for 4 years.
Well, this is the thing, because when they introduced MEX, they kind of lost me a bit at that point anyway. But then they started talking about XMEX. This is like, what about eGold? I'm here for the eGold. Now I suddenly got to swap a bunch of my precious eGold for MEX. No, XMEX. And I remember when they introduced MEX, XMEX, whatever. They I think they decided to kind of multiply, divide really the coin size, didn't they, by a order of magnitude or 2 or 3 so they thought, well, if people are talking about I've got 1 million mexes, they'll feel better than saying I've got 100,000 mexes.
Yeah, I think they changed the supply to 8 trillion or something.
Yeah. So it's kind of ridiculous.
I mean, I don't even know how many zeros a trillion has got. Is that 10 to the power 12? Is it? I
don't know, it's too many anyway.
I mean, I
should be automatically just discounted. And
I've got like 3 billion mex, which is worth. At the moment it's worth about $3,000, but it's not because.
Okay. That's reasonable. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd rather it was $3,000 of like liquid tokens that I could use now, because it's not, because the first of that it is the biggest chunk, but that unlocks October 2027, and then all my other bits have got kind of unlock in small amounts the month after. And the thing is, when they came out with the X Max, they said, well, the thing is, you don't have to wait 4 years. You can do it now, but there's an 80% charge for swapping it to a liquid token now. And so everyone was thinking, oh my God, 80%, that's outrageous. I'll wait 4 years. Guess what happened? 2 years later, it's worth about 10% of what it was worth like then. So I don't know, the whole tokenomics is just absolute dog shite, really. Anyway, so
I'll do a quick bit of TA on this. Just make that one from it. So if we go to the 4 hour, actually don't need to just do this, drawing some lines and stuff. Maybe there, or maybe it should be this. I don't know. Let's put it there. Whatever. Just marking in the sort of that top level pivot, which is at 10.58. Can't see this getting back up to there anytime soon, anyway. But similarly down kind of there. So bit of confluence with that bit and that bit ish, more or less.
What did the price go down to on October the 10th?
There,
on that chart?
7.78. Oh, not in October.
Yeah, October the 10th.
Where is it? Oh, I should do the daily. It's a bit easier to find. It dropped to, oh wow, it spikes down to 3.98.
I know. I was just looking at the Blofin.
Slightly illiquid.
I was just looking at the Blofin chart, and that went down to $4. And I was thinking, Jesus Christ.
Oh, but about the same. I think,
Yeah. But I didn't realise it had gone down that far. I know altcoins suffered massively that day, but I didn't realise it went down that bloody far. That's incredible.
Yeah, that could have been I mean, if it sort of caught that, that's kind of double your money, isn't it, on that one?
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah.
Plus whatever. I mean, I guess you'd use very, very low leverage, if any, on a trade like this. But, within those ranges, I mean, switch incidentally to the daily with that. So it does kind of give you a bit of a range to be playing in there. So assuming it keeps this range, then you're looking at kind of between that 8.1-ish level up to that one, sort of 10.5, 10.5-ish. If it kept doing that, that'd be quite nicely tradable, I think. Obviously it won't. I guess it's already just held within there for a while. The overall kind of sentiment on that is down, isn't it?
It's just the worst chart in the world to me, and nobody likes. Well, it's really weird. I have gone right off the Minku brothers, and I just, this idea of just keep building, don't bother about getting people to actually use the tokens, but just build stuff, and you think, well, what's the point?
This will show them.
We're going to build something amazing. No one's going to use it, but it's going to be amazing, and that is just, I'm finding that really irritating now. And I'm actually finding, just even looking on X and looking at all the e-gold maxes and stuff, which I used to be, I mean, looking at all the e-gold maxes saying we're so early and you just wait and all this sort of thing, and
you're not bullish enough, blah blah blah.
I mean, prove me wrong, but honestly, who's going to use it? I cannot see it. It's like it's too late in the game to invent a new, to come up with something. I mean, it's good, I think technically it's great, but no one's using it. It's not Solana,
I think that's kind of the thing, isn't it? So that the USP for it just isn't at all compelling, given what else is out there now. Obviously, the launch pad was kind of the thing, wasn't it, for a while? That had a lot of potential.
But it was awful. It was awful. I mean,
that was the trouble.
I mean, so you had to do all this absolute load of rubbish to sort of get into the actual launchpad thing.
It's so complicated.
It was really, really complicated, and then you had to sort of, I don't know. I was always moving my stuff. I mean, it was quite good for making videos and stuff because we have to do that and that, and then people would always have questions and stuff, and I'd be thinking how do you do that? And so I'd work it all out, and I was thinking, well, this is me doing it, and even me, I'd have to sort of I'd actually think, how did I do that? And I'd have to go back and watch my old videos to actually work out what I'd done. And like,
Yeah.
I was thinking for the average person, they must have been so lost and stuff. Anyway, so what you end up doing, you end up buying a token, and like, typically the last one I did, I think, was Hatem Protocol, which, I had some reasonable hopes about, and the actual launch price was 40 cents. And I dread to think what it is now. But basically with that, I think what it was, you could buy Hatem Protocol. So I'm just having a quick look actually. It's not even. I know it is listed, and you could buy Hatem Protocol with on the launch pad for 40 cents, but it was like at a vesting period, and so a certain amount of what you'd already bought got unlocked after a while, to obviously stop people dumping it. And sure enough, now it's 3.8 cents.
Yeah.
So that didn't work very well, did it? And I tried to use their platform for doing this kind of like loan type thing where you provide your Hatem as protocol, and then you can sort of boost it with some e-gold and stuff like that. And it was so bloody complicated. It's like, and I just gave up at the end. I thought, even if this works out, it's just too complicated. And I took all my e-gold out of there, and I'm pleased I did, to be honest. So, yeah.
So this is looking bearish, I'd say, at the moment. There's a prognosis on it. There's on the 2 hour at the moment, it's just very obvious kind of downward trend there. I think if Bitcoin pumps, you'd expect this to pump a bit. So some levels that you might want. So here on the 2 hour, it could make its way up to there, like 9.19. This bullish retracement level, even though it's finished, it would still be kind of relevant. So that's at 9.32. If we can get above that, that could become a level of support maybe. Could see it coming up to that bearish retracement level, which is 9.98, just under 10. That, if there's such a thing as a psychological level with e-gold, I don't know really. Then 10 sounds like it would be such a thing. But again, if it can kind of get above there, you'd kind of expect it to drop significantly below that anyway. Even if it may struggle to get above that 10.25. So there's that, and then just very quickly to 30-minute. It might. Well, in fact, it will come down and touch that 8.13. Where it goes from there. So if it breaks down below that, then that 8.1, then it's just going to drop. So I think that's kind of a thing. So I would say just watch the range, watch the overall trend for this, and if Bitcoin pumps or not. Yeah. So that's that. I think there was a request for XMR, isn't there, from Scotty? Should have a quick look.
Yeah, I did see one quite a way back as well from Michael Anthony.
Right.
He was talking about DLO, but we can have a look at that afterwards if you like.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this one super quicks. See, this is looking lovely in comparison. I mean, in a sort of overall bear trend, this is looking pretty healthy. I'd say this is an active chart. You can really see the difference instantly between the two. It's gone from like miserable negative chart to one that's actually quite perky, conditions considering. So,
what is this?
XMR,
which is
Monero. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it is Monero. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought for a minute it was that new X money thing, the Multiverse X thing that what used to be UTK. I was going to say. So I thought you were talking positively about a Multiverse X.
It's like get with the program, maff.
I was like, what do you want about?
Yeah. So yeah, it's overall looking good. I think because like XMR Monero itself kind of tends to behave a bit like a stable coin in a way. It's only 377. That's pretty good, because I haven't looked at the price of this for a long time. Wow. Okay. Yeah, because I was used to the price being around 150-ish.
Well, it was for a long time.
But I stopped checking it really around about just there. So yeah, I should have kept an eye on that. That's looking rather good. Well, it's coming down now, obviously. Just major kind of, it's a bit blow off toppy. 477. Wowee. Just way to go, guys. But yeah, so is that going to do? It would find some level, wouldn't it? Just did it catch that? Oh, it is on that one. Where's it going to find a level? Most likely, we could fib it. Where does it really take off from? I suppose about there. Sort of come down to the 0.5 would be kind of like 289-ish. The 0.618, I think, if I kind of drew that properly, maybe from there, I don't know. Cheating slightly now. Yeah, but the 0.618, I think, seems like that would be a fairly sort of likely support level for it to come down to. It might then jump around a bit within that range. If not, kind of down to this kind of area of liquidity just there, I would think. So yeah, it seems like kind of short-term bearish, but like zooming more into it, there's life in the old dog yet. Just it's still pretty strong, especially considering it's not particularly on. Well, it's on Bybit. Is Monero actually on Bybit? I thought it'd been just kind of deplatformed from everywhere. I like to think it still would be on ones like that.
I can tell you in a minute.
Sure. I suppose it must be, because if it's still showing updated prices on here.
I guess so. XMN. Oh, there were no results for XMN.
Interesting.
No. The answer to that.
And yet, how is it still showing up on? Oh well. Maybe it's only for those that they have to know the secret handshake to be able to trade Monero.
Well, it's quite a good privacy coin if you can't trade it.
This is true. Yeah. So, what was the other coin? What was the other thing?
Never heard of that one, mate. It was from Michael and
DLO.
he was saying DLO, which I have no idea what it is. D local. So I'm just having a quick look.
See if we can find it.
What was he saying about it? He was saying, look at their last week earnings was a record to be the highest in the company history, that has no debt, that has upside to $13.50 to $16. Then in after hours it is at $12.78 up in after hours. So their earnings.
It's at the earnings.
So their earnings was.
Oh wow! Yeah. Okay. So estimated.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Estimated earnings 0.165, reported was 1.95. So that's surprise. It says 18% higher than expected. Gosh. So, and then revenue, as you'd expect, also higher. Yeah. So
What went wrong?
Yeah. Why? Oh yeah. Why is that dropped? Bit of a sell-off. I mean, to be fair, Quadzilla caught it. Quadzilla knew something that we didn't. So, like, Quadzilla was saying, despite the good news, guys, expect a sell-off. Boom, down. So that's
What you want
absolutely spot on.
That's the 4 hour. Yeah, I was thinking on the 1 hour. 1 hour is the same.
Okay. Oh gosh, yeah, okay, that's that as well. So at least on this, it's got a slightly positive angle to it as well. So it's, I think the step 3 bit got a bit kind of wicked out there, but usual sort of thing, probably still relevant. So yeah, you could well expect that. And in fact, this is looking like it's recovering already. Do you think that was just sheer profit taking at that point?
Quite possibly, actually. Yeah, I'm just having a look at what they do. Actually, it's a Uruguayan financial technology company that provides cross-border payment services for money laundering. Sorry, for international merchants operating in emerging markets. Okay, so
So they traffic drug money, is what you say?
yeah, yeah, interesting. um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know enough about that, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
it,
What I'd say on this is that if they can get above that 9 EMA, then I mean it's probably like down here, kind of like what Quadzilla is really almost shouting at here, especially with that, the kind of within the oversold, that kind of crossover happening there. Is it so? You might already be kind of longing that from that bottom, as it's called out there. But even here, if you're waiting for confirmation, then certainly getting above that 9 EMA, as long as that turns around and the price overtakes it, it's coming down a bit now, obviously. But if it can reverse and head up, then that would be a pretty good shout for a long, I would think.
yeah.
And then kind of up to this level, like 14. That's what I think. That's
Yeah.
purely on the 1 hour chart. It's not exactly a long term kind of outlook on it.
Yeah, I'd have to know more about the company, really.
Yeah.
It was a little
Interesting.
odd.
That structure could well complete. Doink. Back to the which would be at 11. So, however, if that was happening, it could well turn into kind of a bear flag down, slightly down, and then up. Something along those lines, up in zigzags. That's also a possibility. Oh, funny that shows up on the daily as well. I like it when that happens. There's agreement among the time frames on the retracement levels. So,
Yeah. I keep thinking about that, actually, because from when you were talking about your
the multi-thing.
your multi thing indicator, kind of quite an interesting idea. I don't know. There's an idea somewhere in my head, but I'm not sure how you turn it into reality. But
Yeah.
that's like many things in my head.
Maybe some of them are best kept as fantasy and not reality. I don't know.
That's interesting. What price would you buy more Solana? I actually bought some this morning, actually.
Okay, that's showing some belief. I guess,
Well, it
conviction
was looking quite good yesterday, and then it came down a bit again. So I thought, yeah.
I mean, is that with the intention of just hodling forever, or just kind of to sell higher up?
It's to sell higher up, really. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I kind of feel that it will go somewhere near its all-time high again one day.
Yeah.
Which is about $400 or something. I can't remember now. Whatever it was, anyway, it was a lot higher than it is now.
Yeah. Got to say that Quadzilla does make some absolutely stellar calls on Solana.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, when was that? When did that come true? I mean, all right, back in July. I'm sure we've crowed about that one a lot before then. but that was something else, like went down up above, and then kind of from there down by 23-24%, and the step 3 of that bullish retracement is going to up, down, and then at this stage might have been thinking like, well, it's not going to recover in time, but then boom, up. So from the bottom, like a very nice gain there. On the daily, not seeing any at the moment. I mean, you could maybe count that one, which is 2, 3, 4. Again, just kind of got wicked out a bit, but probably still very valid, I think. And of course, the green background.
Yeah, I mean we've got that now on Solana, also on Ethereum as well. So
Okay.
so that those it was it's Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin that I'm kind of I believe at the moment we are close to a bottom, but I know I've been saying
Yeah.
that for a week or so now. But I'll be right one day, But I don't know.
Well,
These
it depends on what time frame, doesn't it? Because like if it's just a local bottom versus we shall never trade at this price ever again. It's only up from here.
no, what I mean is, we'll if we were at a bottom now, for example, on Bitcoin, then we'd go up to something like I don't know, getting towards 100K again, something like that, just that bit where you think, it's not like a continuous bleed like we've had for the last 44 days or whatever it is,
Yeah, it's interesting. It's completed that already, kind of area, through that order block liquidity thing, and touch down into it. I mean that sort of thing you could probably draw. You could range it. Actually, let me just if we go to more that kind of bring it along. Well, that kind of where is it there? Because that is quite a narrow range, really.
So what's the lowest we think Solana might go?
Solana,
Yeah.
50.
Because
it started. I mean, like, we're talking about like deep in bear market territory, because that's the thing. But didn't it start like this overall bull market? Let's switch to the weekly for this. Oh, that's only on Bitunix. That's not going to. Let's get a different Solana. Sol. Has Coinbase kind of always had Solana? Probably. Up to 21. So essentially. Oh, that didn't quite work out, did it? The old cup and handle.
Oh no,
It did a bit. Like
well,
if I just redrew that there, then it just didn't. It's not the pink line's fault that that the market faltered. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I was going to say like back. So I guess because back there it was around like 15. There is kind of. Well, I mean a low of 8. There, so $8 up to its high, which was kind of when was that? January 25, 295 up here. I can't believe that was it. Like it hit its high all the way back in January.
Was that when all the pump fun stuff was happening?
Yeah. The future is very, very bright for Solana and meme coins, I suppose. Then.
Yeah.
So, what's your options on Crow price right now? Okay, so a quick look at that. But yeah, in terms of where it comes down to, I suspect there maybe 60-ish. I'm sure we could fib retrace this one as well, even. Just kind of low to high. That doesn't retire. So. That's a bit of a base for that along there-ish, which would be kind of 117. It's going to go obviously lower than that, so in which case probably that 70. I think probably between 60 and 70-ish. It might drop down to kind of that level really. But we're talking about like deep dark winter of the soul and so on. So, Solana. Oh, we were Solana. What Crow. This might need to be the last one, actually. I've probably got to wrap up after that.
Okay.
So
do vote in the poll if anyone's out there, because
We've got 12 votes.
I'm quite stunned actually. Is it 12 votes, and like the most popular vote at the moment is like nothing. NVIDIA will do nothing to the market. I beg to disagree.
You heartily disagree.
I do. I still don't know if it's pump it or dump it.
Yeah.
Pump is coming out second in the votes, but like,
Yeah.
I
mean, if you're begging to disagree, then that is quite heartfelt, I think.
begging to disagree. No,
Well, you said I beg to disagree.
that's what, I do this website for this band, and the guy who I used to, it used to belong to the bass player, and like he's a sort of older gentleman who's very sort of literate and stuff, you know. And he's now passed on the thing to his son, who isn't quite as literate, you know. And he did actually send me. He said, "Can you post this blog on the blog page?" He did actually say, "The band never fails to disappoint."
That could be taken two ways, though, couldn't it? Sorry to burst your bubble on that one. That could be a kind of a veiled insult. Like my expectations are so low.
It never fails to. No, I can't. There's nothing positive about that ever, is there? Is there?
What never fails to disappoint?
Yeah, means it always disappoints.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, so it's bad. Isn't it? Yeah, I think so. It's like if it was never fails to please.
Yeah.
Then that could be seen as so therefore shouldn't never fails to disappoint. Also, there's got to be a way to take that as a compliment.
I can't.
Because it's the inverse. Anyway,
I can't say it. I mean, there's one thing he said. He said last night the band were literally on fire.
Pyrotechnics gone wrong.
They're like, no, they were not literally on fire.
Yeah. What's happening to the English language? It's being destroyed, I think, by kind of Gen Zers.
Well, I did look into it, and apparently, like, literally can actually just mean very now. You know?
Yeah, it has changed. The dictionary is kind of like grudgingly like acquiesced to that one, I think. But I suppose, yeah, because dictionary is really just a record of the language, isn't it? It's not like a determinant of the language.
Yeah,
as such. Actually, that goes back to the other one, doesn't it? I should draw them back a bit further. So what were you talking about with the price right now? Looking for a long, so like an intraday long, I suppose. I suppose by now you've probably decided and placed your long position or not. Anyway, it's we finally sort of getting to it. Oh, still on the weekly. That's why I couldn't really see.
I've not exactly lost. I haven't lost faith in CRO, but I've kind of lost a little bit of faith in the price action, because it seems like even when they get good news, it just doesn't pump that much, you know.
Yeah.
So
I'm just going to continue on that bearish retracement, and also that bullish retracement. These are all still kind of relevant levels. So especially because that bearish retracement. Oh, in fact, that one they tie in with areas of liquidity in each one quite nicely. Oh, and that one too, actually. So these are all relevant levels. Really like it when that happens, because it's got a good affinity with the chart structure. So, wow, it caught that long rather nicely. I mean, it didn't there, to be fair, but at least here it was kind of saying like, they think things are now kind of oversold. Like, pay attention, and then obviously it took off. I mean, it did drop a bit, to be fair, but then you also got the trend shield kind of lighting up on that one, saying. So on this one, the trend shield was starting to show, saying like, be careful. And then sure enough, it dropped, still a trend shield there, and then it kind of disappeared. But well, was it there as well? Whatever. So fading away anyway. So so we're there. I think it's what are we on, the 1 hourly? If it's going to drop, it's going to kind of drop to there, isn't it? To have touch, yeah, it kind of has touch points along here, like that one, back along there. Does that look uppy? I think this could be your long entry point, maybe. The way that it's not particularly moving at the moment, it might suddenly speed up when the US market opens, in which case you might see a drop down to here, slightly below. I think if it drops below there, then maybe to there. You know, pick up some buy orders down there and give it the fuel to head up and so on.
Yeah.
Probably switch on these as well. That gives some more of an idea. Yeah. So kind of order block there. Love it when that happens as well. The kind of fair value gap on that one just kind of ties in with that bearish retracement. So it could well come down to there. Just buy a bunch of orders just here, bounce off that line and up, which would complete that retracement structure pattern even. So yeah, I would think probably just personally, not financial advice, etc. Probably the wrong time to place a long just there, because I think it just seems like it's going to come down some more.
Oh, Bitcoin's having a bit of a dump.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, definitely not place for a long. Is there any like news or anything on?
Well, I was just thinking it's a little bit late, but we obviously that housing stuff that we were looking at, that probably did happen, didn't it? That was 1:30. That was
Oh, okay.
that was happening at. But yeah.
So it
Cool.
doesn't sound like that was great news then. Or is it one of those things where if it was good news, then that means it's less likely that they're going to cut rates or something. It might be one of those.
Yeah. Scotty thinks we're smoking weed. I'm not. I actually don't anymore. Actually, I have done in the past, but I don't like it. So
It kills motivation. That's the thing.
it does. It does.
You know,
It does.
and a few brain cells. I don't know, I just feel like I can get to a sort of it's like spaced out sort of state anyway, without the need of chemical
It's
crutches.
good. It's good if I'm at a festival and it's nice and sunny, and all I've got to do is listen to dub reggae. That's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
But that doesn't happen that often, unfortunately.
I mean, if I was at a festival listening to dub reggae, I'd take something to numb the pain.
Okay. Right. I think we're pretty much done, aren't we?
I think we are. Is that so? What dump though? I suppose it has a bit, but maybe that's just been ranging.
It wasn't as big as I thought, actually, and
It's come back up, isn't it?
I did just. I was just flipping about on the different time frames and looking at the 1 minute on Bitcoin, and I thought,
Yeah.
oh, there's a retracement there, and all of a sudden it came down and completed it. So,
Mind you, on the 12-minute, look at that. Just beautiful. Just calling that long there, and especially so there's so much confluence. The step 3 of that retracement level, it's saying like it's coming up, and this saying, so like you look at that thinking like, okay, I think it's worth actually doing a bit of this. The narrative. This ought to tie in with then like, hey, Quadzilla is on a rare and maybe never repeated Black Friday sale, but this sort of thing. You'd have been looking at this level, and so yeah, coming down. So think, okay, the price is going to obviously come down to this level at some point, but we'll know that when it does, it's going to come back up. Having the order block stuff open kind of helps, so they confirm each other really. So you get that because they've reached the same conclusion in different ways, which is really nice to see. So you get that confluence. Is it confluence? I've been saying that a lot today, but is that the right word?
So, obviously, wet Wednesday, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, confluence day.
Yeah.
So it came down, did that, and then listen. So at this point, dropped right down, plowed through that. Step 3 has begun on there, so we know that the price is going to come back to that level and go up beyond it, it being a bullish retracement level. That order, whether it's an order block or fair value gap, I'm not sure, but it ate through that, plunging down pretty much anyway. But at this stage, I think, okay, great, but when do I place my long? Because I know the price is going to come back here, but when's it going to turn? So for that, you get one of these. So it's like, okay, pretty much now, and then bit of indecision, bit of like confirmation. This is saying like, well, be careful, but by then the ship has sailed, and on it, I'll just let that play now. So that's a nice way for that to play out, essentially.
Yeah,
it's kind of textbook.
Okay. So I know you got to go, but Scotty's saying, is the 12-minute your favourite for entries? To be honest, if the price isn't doing much, if it's not in free fall or it's not going super exciting, I'm just looking for little scalp positions. Me personally, I like to split the screen to 3 and look at it on the 1, 3, and 12-minute time frames for that kind of thing. But then when you start to see an opportunity, do check out the bigger time frames as well. Like the 30-minute, 1 hour, whatever as well, because you want to see a lot of confluence before you sort of sell your organs and jump into a long or short or whatever. And Scott is saying, did you see Teamwork scalp trading strategies on Quad Discord? Yeah, I did. And I started looking at it, and then I think what he's good at, though, because I think what he does, he uses the RSI set in a certain way. And he's looking for a couple of different levels with that, and then he's using Quadzilla for the confirmation, and he's using the retracement levels on Quadzilla for his take profits, which is great. If that's obviously, if that's how he's using it, brilliant.
That's kind of interesting, because like using them for take profits, because I know I generally tend to talk about them as kind of places, ways to find like maybe not necessarily find an entry point, but find an indication of what direction it's going to go. Like, so we're down here, so we're probably going to want to long, that kind of thing. But yeah, using them to take profit levels does make sense, actually, because we so often see that the price just kind of blips, especially if it's a bearish retracement up here, the price is going to blip above it and come down, So
yeah. That's what he does. I did sort of suggest to him in the Discord that would you want to make a video with me and Maff, and he didn't jump at the chance, but I don't know. I thought that'd
be pretty great.
I think it'd be quite good. I think it'd be quite good fun, actually, to sort of get some people who are actually using Quadzilla, maybe in different ways to what me and you do, and then just saying how do you use it, and
like on Forex, for example, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and make some videos about that. I think that'd be a really good thing to do, actually. Yeah. So at that point, we should probably talk about the Black Friday deal, and then maybe wrap up. What do you think?
I think so. Yeah, we've rambled on for quite a while.
Quite spectacularly today. Sorry about that, everyone, but you know how it is.
The Wednesday ramble for sure.
Yeah, we didn't have much chance of a natter yesterday, so made up for it today. Anyway, this is what's going on for the Black Friday offers. The Quadzilla Black Friday sale is now live, and it's live until the end of November. This gives you a massive 40% discount on the annual fee. This means if you're paying in dollars, you're getting it for $49 a month. If you're paying in euros, it's 42 euros a month. And if you're paying in pounds, it's just £36 a month. This gives you full access to this amazing indicator and also full access to our Discord community. And this is where you can get trading ideas, discuss your trading ideas, ask questions. And remember, the only stupid question is the one you don't ask. We have this winning trade section here, which has some phenomenal wins like 73%, 24%, 114%, 47%, 20%. They keep going on. Some of the wins here are absolutely phenomenal. People are making lots of money in our Discord community. So if you want to become a profitable trader and you want to make your next trade profitable, head over to savewithcrypto.org/QZ. We'll see you over there. So there you go. Right. Okay. And I don't know about you, but I'll be glad when it's over because it's way too cheap and we're not making enough money. So do take advantage of the offer. It will be until the end of November. It's never going to be that cheap ever again. I can tell you that for sure. But it's great. As well as the indicator, I honestly do think the Discord community is an excellent resource as well. And you can learn a lot there and, have a lot of confidence with what you're doing just by talking to other people and sharing your ideas. So do get over there.
Cool.
All right. Any last words?
No. I think
All right.
that's about it. Just to second that about Quadzilla, really. Also, if anyone, so I did see some new names here today. I don't know if any of you are still around. It's Karaoke Z. Is that Greek? But if you're not in the Discord, do join. That'd be pretty awesome. I think there are maybe a couple of others as well who are in the chat. Absolutely welcome to join the Discord, and hope to see you over there.
Yeah, if you want to do that, go to savewithcrypto.org/Discord. That is free to join, by the way. So, do get over there and we'll see you there. All the links for everything is in the description down below, including exchanges where you get amazing sign-up bonuses and all that sort of thing. So anyway, I'm going to get on with my day. So I'll probably make a video later on today about something or other. So that is a good afternoon from me. Bye.
Bye-bye from him.
Bye.